Liverpool ready to make extraordinary Darwin Nunez decision. Welcome to LFC Transfer Daily News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Darwin Nunez's time at Liverpool might be coming to an end according to one report in what could be an extraordinary development. The Uruguayan was one of the club's most expensive players when the Reds purchased him back in the summer of 2022, however. In the almost 3 years that have transpired since, Nunez hasn't really been able to establish himself as a regular player in the Reds' starting lineup. Under Arne Slot, he has fallen especially down the pecking order with the Dutchman even, preferring Luis Diaz instead of Nunez as his number 9. Anfield Watch exclusively revealed that Liverpool rejected a bid for him in the January transfer window. The club wanted to keep him around for the rest of the season. However, the summer might be a different matter. It's all over for Darwin Nunez at Liverpool. According to Graham Bailey, a transfer expert, speaking to Rousing the Cop, Nunez has just months left now in a Liverpool shirt before he is expected to be sold. But I don't think Salah will be alone in leaving, Bailey said. Indeed, may not be alone in making the move to Saudi Arabia, as I have a feeling that Darwin Nunez is entering the final months of his Liverpool career. I'm told he is a good character around the club, Bailey adds. But he just isn't quite at the level they expect, and I think he might be replaced. That's an interesting claim from Bailey, and it would be an extraordinary decision from the club. To allow Salah to leave and then also allow Nunez to move on to pastures new would require an enormous amount of spending in order to replace the duo. Salah is practically impossible to replace. Nunez is definitely more replaceable, but the void he leaves behind won't be easy to fill either. If indeed both players leave Liverpool this summer, then Richard Hughes will be forced to become very active in the market. Something that will both excite and concern Liverpool supporters. The ideal scenario would be to keep Salah at Anfield and replace Nunez, without disturbing the harmony of Slot's attacking setup too much. But it remains to be seen whether that will be the case. One thing is clear, this is yet another setback for Nunez. Despite scoring against Brentford, he spent the next 2 Premier League games on the bench, and it's clear Slot does not fancy him. Liverpool transfer news as bombshell Real Madrid move targeted amid Frenkie de Jong bargain. Liverpool has reached the final of the Carabao Cup, but the transfer rumor mill doesn't stop for anyone or anything. Arne Slot's side, quite clearly, is doing pretty well as it is, but it can always be improved. That will have to wait until the summer now the January window has closed. But the speculation is only likely to increase more and more before then. Considering the starting point is a team flying domestically and in Europe, it can only be exciting to think about Liverpool getting even better. Here is the Liverpool.com verdict on the transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds today. We start with a Barcelona midfielder who has been sporadically linked with a move to Anfield over the last couple of years. Frenkie de Jong, Barcelona. With Frenkie de Jong's contract at Barcelona expiring in 2026, his current side could accept a bid as low as $37 million, pound 29M/Euro 35M, for him in the next transfer window, according to Caught Offside, who claim that Liverpool would be keen. De Jong is yet to sign a new contract with the Camp Nou outfit but has never shown a willingness to leave before despite plenty of links to the Premier League. While Ryan Gravenberch has the number 6 spot tied down at Anfield after his stunning performances this season, bringing in some cover for the Dutchman could be appealing. Liverpool has Wataru Endo, of course, but he is a completely different kind of player. Brahim Diaz, Real Madrid. Liverpool is lining up a bombshell move for Real Madrid winger Brahim Diaz this summer, according to Fishages. Battling for a place alongside the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, Diaz is supposedly looking for a way out. The former Manchester City ace, now 25, is claimed to be a priority target for Arne Slot. Under contract until 2027, Diaz has previously been valued at around $62 million, pound 50M/Euro 60M. Latest transfer news. Liverpool want De Jong as Arsenal weigh up Martinez move. The transfer window has closed for most top European leagues, but planning will already be all underway for the summer window. Teams are working tirelessly behind the scenes on identifying targets and figuring out their budgets. Managers will be constantly assessing their squads with sporting directors and recruitment staff scanning the market for potential deals. A plethora of players will become available in the summer, with clubs famously have more money to spend and aren't as restricted by financial fair play rules. The rumor mill is beginning to pick up pace, and we've collated some of the biggest current transfer stories. Liverpool are reportedly eyeing a deal to sign Frenkie de Jong in the summer. The Netherlands international will enter the last year of his contract at the end of the season, and Barcelona will be willing to sanction a sale due to his wage demands. According to reports in Spain, Arsenal will consider breaking their transfer record to sign Lautaro Martinez next summer. It will require an offer in excess of €100 million for Inter to entertain selling their captain, but Arsenal are expected to move for a big-name striker at the end of the season. The release clause in Harry Kane's contract at Bayern Munich will decrease to around €65 million over the next year, and Tottenham Hotspur have the option to match any bid that Bayern accept for the England captain. Meanwhile, Galatasaray still want to sign Newcastle's Kieran Trippier before the Super League transfer window closes on February 11th. Liverpool Transfer News Live, Wembley Carabao Cup details. Virgil van Dijk update and Joshua Kimmich talks. Liverpool are heading back to Wembley in the Carabao Cup final. The Reds were overturned a 1-0 deficit against Tottenham in the second semi-final at Anfield on Thursday night. Goals from Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, Dominic Szoboszlai and Virgil van Dijk gave Arne Slot's men a 4-1 aggregate win and booked their place in the Wembley final against Newcastle United on March 16th. After the match, captain Virgil van Dijk admitted he has no idea if he will be at Liverpool beyond this season. The central defender is one of 3 high-profile players out of contract in the summer, alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah. Away from the pitch, while the winter transfer window has closed, with Liverpool one of the few clubs not to use the opportunity to bolster their squad. Slot's side were the subject of links to players from across Europe, including Santiago Jimenez and Stefanos Tsimas, who completed deadline day moves to AC Milan and Brighton and Hove Albion, respectively. Deadline day was a busy day in terms of outgoings, with Tyler Morton becoming the topic of interest from Middlesbrough. However, the Reds couldn't agree on a deal with Michael Carrick's side. However, Dominic Cornice and Kyde Gordon completed loans to Gillingham and Portsmouth, respectively, while Fabian Morozek and Jadon Danns had their moves announced on Tuesday. Wembley ticket latest. Ticket information for the trip to Wembley next month is not yet available, but the club did confirm those details the day after they reached the final last year. The Reds had an allocation of 32,196 tickets in the East Stand, having previously been on the west side of Wembley for each of their 3 2022 trips. Season ticket holders and official members who had recorded 3 of the season's previous League Cup fixtures could register online for the ballot from 11 a.m. the following Monday. That window then closed 3 days later on Thursday, a day after the club notified everyone who registered of the results from a ballot that Civica undertook. Virgil van Dijk provides future update. Virgil van Dijk has said that he has no idea what will happen in the summer amid his contract situation at Liverpool. The defender's deal runs out at the end of the season, with his future at Anfield uncertain. After scoring in last night's Carabao Cup semi-final, he was asked about his situation and future. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.